And for this morning, I have to be very romantic in my French accent.
Not with me.
All right, and we are very happy to have here in the studio. We have His Excellency Mr. Christian Rampai, all right, the ambassador for France to Brunei Darussalam, and also we have Chef Arnaud Tabarec. Good morning, Mr.
Bonjour.
Arnaud. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
All right. But for Bruneians, you can't say bonjour means you have to. It's your legs on the front, all right? To bonjour. Bonjour and bonjour is not the same, all right?
French is a good day.
All right. And so now, when it comes to French, I think we were talking a little bit off the air ago. There are a few things about France or French people. One thing that French people are very romantic. That's one. And then secondly, the French people seems to be so cool and like to take their time, all right? I think it's more of an experience. Maybe, sir, you can share to our Bruneian community what the French is all about. Besides that, congratulations for winning the World Cup.
Yes. Thank you, Daisy. Thank you. Bonjour. So the France is famous for its football team, and we are very happy, of course, to see the victory of the French team at the World Cup. France is also very famous for other reasons. For instance, France is the #1 touristic destination in the world. This year, 88 million visitors will come to France. Among them, 17 British, 17 German, 2.5 Chinese, 1 million from Southeast Asia. And what are the reasons why these millions of tourists come to France? There are several reasons: our landscapes, our history, our monuments, our culture, and gastronomy, our cuisine, our culinary art. And in cuisine, we put passion, we put love, we put pleasure. And these are the keys, the key words. But Chef Arnaud will elaborate on this because I'm not an expert. But I think this is why France is considered as a romantic country, Langman, as the Chinese say.
Yeah, and so far, I think this is your first year as an ambassador in Brunei, Your Excellency. So how have you find Brunei so far, and are there any similarities between the lifestyle in Brunei and also in France?
The fact is that here it's a quiet country, at a bit of peace. So in this way, yes, it is quite similar to France, because as you said, you mentioned the fact that we take our time. And why do we take our time? Because we want to enjoy life. That's also the romantic aspect of the French people. And in Brunei, I think that, yes, life is quiet and compared with other neighboring Asian countries. So this is one of the similarities. And I'm pretty sure that my experience after 10 months, that Bruneian people, they enjoy cuisine. They like to go to restaurants. And this is why we have decided with my team to have this French Gastronomic Week. And we have the pleasure, another word pleasure, to have with us French chef Arnaud Tabarec, who is a very famous chef, but he's the one who will be in a better position than me to explain what is French cuisine, what is French culinary art, what is the French dishes. You mentioned, you noticed that I didn't use the word food. In France, we never use the word food. Food is the ingredient, the products that you fill your body with in order to go through the day. It's very technical. It's like filling the tank of your car with petrol, and you need oil also in the engine. We don't do that. We're talking about cuisine, because in cuisine, in culinary art, I say art, it's not technical, it's art. The know-how of the chef is very important for us. So we never use the word food. And for us, French cuisine is a social moment. 8 years ago, the United Nations, UNESCO, inscribed French cuisine, the multi-course French meal, gastronomic meal, on the intangible World Heritage List, which like the Royal Ballet of Cambodia, like the Beijing Opera. So French cuisine is part of the heritage of humanity. that was decided by the UN, and the first cuisine to be inscribed on this list. And it is one of the reasons of the success of our country as a touristic destination, our gastronomy, which is, I will repeat, a social moment, a moment of where we emphasize togetherness, where we emphasize sharing, where we emphasize pleasure. That's very romantic, I think.
Mungkin Atul ada ingin menanyakan sesuatu mungkin.
Saya tidak menanyakan sesuatu, tapi saya ingin menjadikan salah seorang untuk menambah ride lagi untuk datang ke Perancis.
Alright, she's interested.
Takkan membawa nasi lemak.
She would like to introduce one of our Bruneian cuisine. Hopefully, you're able to test it well in Brunei. Now, Chef Arnaud Tabarec, all right? You have been at a young age of 36. Being nominated as one of the talented chefs of your generation. You even have your own show, just like Gordon Ramsay, The Hell's Kitchen. And also you have been working in Michelin-starred restaurants. Most probably, Chef Arnaud, if you can probably share with us, what does the term Michelin mean in the world of gastronomy?
But it's a classification. You know?
Yes.
1 star is a very, very good restaurant. 2 star is a little bit more, and 3 star is not a restaurant. Is more. You know, you can go to the restaurant and pay your food. It's not like that. You pay the moment, all the moment.
Yeah. And the experience to enter a Michelin 3-star Michelin restaurant, I guess you need reservations, and it has to be proper, not just like any particular dine-in.
So, yeah, you okay. For you, imagine 3-star is like you go to see your best musical show. You know, it's the same. You don't pay for the food, you pay for the moment, for see the chef, for see what he can do very special, for share the moment with your friend. Because French cuisine is that. It's not only you eat.
Pleasure.
It's not that.
It's pleasure.
It's always, we don't eat for just have something in my body, you know. I eat for my pleasure, for share a moment with my friend, with my family. French cuisine is that. It's not only food. All the moment is important.
Yeah. So that so most probably that the French cuisine is not only the preparation of food, but how you enjoy the food as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And being here in Brunei Darussalam, I think through the France embassy, the French embassy, you will have some programs being held in Brunei. Probably you can share with us.
Yes, first we had interviews yesterday or today. We had cooking demonstration yesterday at the Alliance Française, and I would like to mention the fact that every week the Alliance Française in Brunei hosts cooking demo, which is very successful. So pastries or whatever. So after the chef leaves, there will be other cooking demo in Brunei.
And that is held every week?
Every week. So this week with the French chef, and it was full, fully booked. But next week and we'll have other chefs who will come to Brunei, pastry chefs. And there will be on Saturday morning a big cooking demonstration showcase at UBD. In the afternoon at the Radisson Hotel, and there will be a French dinner at the Radisson Hotel on Saturday evening.
Which is fully booked,
Which is fully booked because it's the first time the French Michelin star chef comes to Brunei, so I think this is why we're very successful.
All right. And so far, by coming to the Brunei, have you been able to visit our supermarkets here in the Brunei?
Yeah, it's a thing very important for me, you know. I want to cook the local product, because we speak about herbs, about, you know, and in France a lot, and the way is you need to cook local product. Why I do different way in Brunei? No, I cook local product. I go to the market and I see a beautiful product, and I'm sure it's possible to cook French cuisine with local product. Sure, without some little thing, you know, butter is butter. French baguette butter is French baguette, you know. You can't mix that. But after vegetable, meat, fish, I see a beautiful fish yesterday, so I can cook.
Yeah. So most probably, what can the students or food enthusiasts or cuisine enthusiasts can expect from your showcasing of food in UBD and also at the Radisson?
Sorry?
What can they expect?
Spirit. It's not only technical, you know. French cuisine is not only technical. Sure, I do cuisine and I try to explain what I do, but definitely when I leave to Brunei, I hope I give a little bit of French spirit cuisine. It's more important for me that okay, you cut like that and you cook like that, because everybody can do French cuisine. If you put a little bit of love, if you try to keep the product, we want to keep the real taste of the product. We don't use a lot of spice like everywhere in the world. We try to keep the original taste of the product. Beef is beef, onion is onion, carrot is carrot. We try to don't mix a lot.
Yeah. All right.
Itu dari kelebihannya lah.
Yeah.
Kepakaran.
Yeah. So we'd also like to know probably any French cuisine or any food that you will showcase which is actually French that you will introduce to Bruneians.
Which product?
Yeah.
For me?
Yeah.
Cheese.
So
if I need to keep in my life some products, is cheese, French baguette, bread, and butter.
So these three are...
I can't live with that.
Okay.
And mostly, and all French people cannot live without that.
Most of them. Most of them. Unfortunately, difficult to find a nice French baguette in Brunei. It may change next year because we are trying to convince a very famous French bakery chain to come to Brunei. They are in Singapore, then Kuala Lumpur. They're everywhere in Asia except Brunei. So maybe next year.
And some people are asking about what is the French national food or a trademark food from France?
We don't have. Because French cuisine, you need to imagine, French is a big country, and we eat very different to north, to south, to Paris, to other city. You know, is a regional food. So all is a French cuisine. But definitely we don't eat the same in Paris like in Cannes where I live. It's not the same cuisine. It's the same mind, but not the same cuisine.
All right. And some people are familiar with the cartoon Ratatouille. Probably you can share with us what Ratatouille is all about. What sort of food Ratatouille is?
Ratatouille is I lived in the south of France. Okay, and ratatouille is a typical dish in the south of France. So what is ratatouille? Ratatouille, you go in the garden in summer. What do you have? You have courgette, aubergine, and tomato. And we do a dish with only that.
It's a stew. It's a vegetable stew.
It's a vegetable stew.
You cook slowly. You put basil, tomato, courgette, and slowly you cook slowly, and it's very, it's Sunday dish. With family, the sharing moment, ratatouille.
Jadi lebih daripada ianya alami lah, dan juga memerlukan semuanya tanpa ada terlalu banyak bahan-bahan pengawet. Tapi yang dapat kita daripada awal tadi kita berbincang sebelum kita mengikuti siaran langsung untuk wawancara ini, tadi katanya sempat juga mengatakan bila membuat satu hidangan itu sebenarnya ada tujuan, ada message ada message sebenarnya. Ianya bukan tertumpu saja untuk kita makan hidangan berkenaan, tapi bila kita tidak pandai meleraikan dengan kata-kata, jadi hidangan itulah yang akan jadi message kepada individu yang makan makanan berkenaan. Mungkin saja suasana romantik dan
early on you mentioned that French people most probably find it difficult to convey something with words, so you convey with action, so you cook with love. All right. And early on, just before we introduced you, my colleague and I, we were talking about a simple dish that we call nasi lemak. It can is normally in a packed form, but it can also be placed on a plate, and depending on where it's sold, depending on the experience, the price will also differ. All right, and most probably, after being a chef for years already, how do you upgrade yourself, or can food itself be upgraded from one particular simple dish? Can it be upgraded, maybe presentation wise or experience wise?
I'm sure. But what is French cuisine? Is that definitely we are open to the world. You know, today we don't cook the same dish like 100 years ago, because we travel. Because what is my cuisine? My cuisine is it's me. Definitely it's me and who I am. I am the guy. I was born in Burgundy. I lived in Asia. I love Paris. I love US, and all this part of me do my cuisine. You know, it's very personal. French cuisine. I'm French, so I do French cuisine. But I'm not just that. I'm a multitude thing, and all these things I put on my plate. So definitely, I hope I will try a lot of things before I leave to Brunei, and I try to keep in my mind and in my heart and put on my plate, definitely.
Yeah. All right.
Apa agaknya?
Hopefully you'll be able to enjoy lots of Bruneian cuisine, and hopefully Bruneians can learn as well how to enjoy French cuisine. Now, probably some of our viewers, or probably some of the students that you might be meeting tomorrow, they will learn something about French cuisine. Is there any difference if they are learning how to cook French cuisine as compared to Italian, Spanish, or any other cuisines?
Yeah, it's very different, because Italian cuisine and Spanish, I love Italian cuisine. For me, I live just near Italy, so I love the spirit, but we have more product in France, more regional thing, and is that do French cuisine, because you have a lot of cheese, a lot of vegetable, a lot of meat. We have a lot of product, and with that we do French cuisine.
More diverse.
Yeah, in terms of diversity. Well, it's really amazing that Bruneians will have this chance. Most probably, from your point of view, Your Excellency, besides for us who unfortunately cannot be there, or what are we missing out actually during the course at Radisson, or probably at the private dinners probably? What will
the chefs say? You'll be seeing the pleasure of sharing, the pleasure of being together, sharing the quality of the dish, but also the quality of the company. And that's not only during this event that we will have in Brunei, but French cuisine is really based on pleasure and on sharing. One of the messages that I would like to deliver to the young Bruneians on Saturday, especially at UBD, and where some cook students will be there, is that being a chef in France, being a pastry chef, it's a very prestigious job, highly qualified. It takes maybe 10 years to be a chef, at least 10 years. Yeah. And these chefs in France, in Europe, all worldwide, in the US, sometimes they are real stars, like rock stars. It's amazing. And with a good salary. I don't know for the chef, but but I know some chefs in the world and in the US. It's amazing what they can earn, because they are like artists. In fact, being a chef at this level is like being an artist. And an artist, there is no limit to their reputation, no limit to their salary, no limit to their social status.
Yes. Just probably in closing, Chef Arnaud, if you can probably share for simply those who would like to have their own restaurant or their own food chain, for example, what do they need to equip themselves other than being a chef or being just simply a cook? What can you...
I speak a lot with my team, you know, and I have two words for that, is work and test. Test always. You know, I always have a spoon with me and I test everything. I'm very curious. In Singapore, in Brunei, in US, in France, I try to test a lot of things. And the second word is work. I wake up early, I go to the bed very late, and I work a lot. And the only way for do a good chef is work.
So work ethic is very important as a chef. All right. So we are actually running out of time, but it is well, as you've been mentioning a few times, a pleasure having the both of you with us, and hopefully you have the pleasure of being in Brunei, Chef Arnaud, and also Your Excellency. Thank you so much for being with us, and we wish you a great success in your coming events. So once again, merci beaucoup for being with us. All right. Alhamdulillah. We have come to the end of our show this morning. Jadi kita mengakhiri kan cakap Kedayan payah juga kali ya, ataupun yeah, probably you should listen to some of our accent in Kedayan. Most probably it will be slightly similar to a French accent.
Saya belajar.
Belajar saja ya pada pagi ini.